Hey guys, so in this video we will be talking about the two CSS sizing elements that are Ms and Rems. These are used for the responsive layouts, but sometimes people confuse between these two. Let me demonstrate this with an example. Okay, on the left is my editor and on the right is the live preview. I have set an example to demonstrate this. So we have a child element and a parent element, and I have some CSS here. Okay, what Ms does is that the font size is now set to 2m, and this m is referring to the font size of parent. Let me change this to, let's say, 20px. Okay, so now this 2m means that the font size of child element will be around 2 into 20. This 20 is coming with this parent, coming from this parent, which means that the font size of this element will be 2m's, that is equal to 40px. One thing worth mentioning is that the m's used with font size will be referring to the parent, but on the other properties like margins, this will be targeting to itself. So 1.5 m's in margin will be equal to 40, let me correct this, 1.5 into 40px, that will be equal to around 60px, so that we have around 60 pixel margins on the right, on the top, on the bottom, and on the left here. So this is very handy when you are working with responsive layout, such that you can change the size of a complete section or a box by just changing the size of its parent. Let's say I'm setting the font size of parent to 10 pixels. See the change on the right. See, we have seen the parent size change, the size of the child changed, and margins too. This is very handy, but sometimes when it comes to the nesting element, it affects the layout drastically. This is because that let me demonstrate this. I'm setting it to 1.5 em. Now the parent is also a child of HTML, and I targeted it here, so I set to font size to 20px. By the way, by default it is always 16px. Okay, what happens is that this parent font size is now referring to its parent, which will be eventually become 1.5 into 20. That will be around 30px. And now this 2m is referring to its parent 1.5 m's, that is 30px at the moment. This 20 will become 30px, and this 40 will become 60. Similarly, now this 1.5 is referring to this 2m, that is 60 pixels at the moment. So this 40 is now 60px, that will eventually become 90px. And let me save this. See this change on the right. We have very big child and then parent, and just changing the HTML here, this all the structures under it will change. So this is a big issue when it comes to the complex sections. To rescue this, we have a property like REM. Let me change this to REMs. Okay, now the REM means that refer to the root element, that is HTML all the times. So what happens, let me save this. So now font size 1.5 rem is referring to the HTML. Let's change this to 2.5. It will not affect the child element here because it is also referring to the HTML and not the parent here. So we can change them here independently to see the effect. And yes, we can change the complete structure just by changing the parent, let's say 20px here. Now they are affecting the complete page but not dependent on each other. So I think we are good to go. If you have any question, put them in the comment box. I will try my best to answer them as soon as possible.